So my name is Joe Enright. I'm from Westchester Modular Homes in Fairfield County, design, build, modular. We, basically do most of our building in Fairfield County and some surrounding areas. And Vinny, if you want to go ahead.
Sure, yeah, I'm Vinny Leto. Work for Westchester Modular Homes Construction Corp. We're located over in Brewster, New York, which is in Putnam County. We cover Westchester, Putnam, Dutchess County, New York, and we also have a sister company over in Orange County in Rock Tavern, and they cover the other side of the river, Rockland County, Orange County, pretty much the entire Hudson Valley area.
Great, thanks, Vinny. So we're going to bring you through a couple houses here. The first house that we're going to show you is a small ranch. It's actually located in New Fairfield, Connecticut. Unfortunately, there was a fire in the house. Everybody was safe and sound. There was nobody injured or anything like that. But we rebuilt the home, and it's something that makes a lot of sense to modular to rebuild after either a hurricane or a fire or some kind of catastrophe. So in this case, it was a small 1,250 square foot ranch for a family of 5. And we're just going to take you through there. And I'm going to stop along the way, and Vinny and I might comment on a few things. So this is the living room area, entryway. And this is looking from the living room into the dining area, into the kitchen. That deck we built on site after. Just going to pause here for a second, and Vinny's going to make some comments about this standard kitchen.
Sure. So this is a very great example of what you're going to get out of the factory. So there's a standard cabinet from Marilat's classic line. The laminate countertops are fabricated right in the factory, installed in the factory. The only thing that you're seeing here that was done on site were the appliances. We got the specifications from the owners to make sure that the refrigerator, for example, is going to fit that space. The cabinets around it are going to fit the space for the refrigerator and the stove. The appliances are going to have gas, or the stove itself is going to either have a gas or an electric range. So we'll make sure that the factory preps for that properly. And all the hi hats that you're seeing in the house on the ceiling, those are all done right in the factory. So it's a great example of what the factory can do, and then the finished product after it's delivered and set on the property.
So to continue through the kitchen, a couple more shots. See all that work that was done at the factory, and chief architect absolutely designed this house also. So the next quick stop I'm going to make here is at the this is a general bath for the house for the and it's a good thing to look at, because this house, if I took this picture at the factory, although you wouldn't be able to see you'll be inside the plant, everything you see here, from the countertop to the vanity, to the mirror, to the towel bar, the toilet paper holder, the toilet, and the tile, is all done at the factory. So on site, the only thing we needed to do in this particular bathroom, once the house was set, was to put the hardware on the cabinets, and really that was it. Besides adding that critical roll toilet paper that's hard to get these days, but that's that right there. 100% came from the factory and was built indoors on our plant floor, which John had showed you earlier, some of that process. Just to continue, it's a small ranch. This one we're starting off with. So just a couple of pretty quick little shots of a couple bedrooms with standard carpet in one bedroom. You saw the oak flooring, which Vinny mentioned is installed on site. So that's our first quick little tour of a house. This house, also has a full finished basement that we did on site, and it also has attics, a full walk-up attic for future expansion, which I think we finished this house 6-8 months ago. I think they've already started the finishing process of doing that for their family. So the next house we're going to do is going to be another ranch style house. This was, again, the first one I talked about was a fire job in New Fairfield. This one is interesting that this is a tear down rebuild, but the interesting part about this is we kept the foundation. And what we did is we designed a house around that foundation and built this new home. So that helped the obviously save money. The clients could, didn't have to put in a foundation to do site work. A little bit of adaptation, and here we go to do this walkthrough. So I'm going to get it started. There we go. So you can see this one is a sprawling ranch with some beautiful cathedral ceilings, and very popular these days is the black windows. I'm just going to pause it here for a second, and Vinny was just going to make some comments about this kitchen also.
Again, these cabinets were supplied and installed right in the factory. Same deal with the cabinet or the appliances. I made sure that we got all the specs so that we would be able to fit the refrigerator, the wall ovens that you're seeing there. All the cabinets were selected prior. They actually have a two-tone cabinet here, one on the island being black, and then the main being white. The countertops in this case were actually done on site. They preferred a stone countertop versus laminate. So we simply omitted the factory's countertop, prepped for the stone to be done on site. The fabricator went there, measured, cut everything to size, including that nice undermount sink that you're seeing, and the stove, that the stove top had to get cut to the dimensions of the appliance specs themselves. So there is no limit. You can decide exactly what you want, all the specs, all the appliances that you want, and then we can make sure that it all fits and it works in the design that you're looking for.
Thanks, Vinny. So we're just going to continue on through here. We're going to the breakfast nook area, and just a quick little stop. I didn't mention, but it is a 3-box ranch. The first one that we showed you was a 2-box ranch. This is a 3-box because we have this little sun porch box, sort of like Dave Rockledge had mentioned, different components. So they wanted a nice sun porch. You can see a little bit of a reservoir in the back there. There's a nice view in the back. So they wanted to take advantage of that view. So you can see all the beautiful windows from Anderson, and just a nice setting. And again, to recap, this was all done on Chief Architect, like we spoke earlier, walkthroughs and everything that you saw Dave do. So just to continue on this, it does go down to a guest bedroom. This is a 2-bedroom house. This guest bedroom has a sitting room. Quickly, a quick stop again. This is a very popular door. It's called a 2-panel Logan door, solid core. You'll see the flat panel trim. We seem to use that, in the homes that are, maybe a beach style house, or this here is, over the reservoir. It just suited this design, so that's why we went with that trim. So just another option that you can see. There's all sorts of options to choose from. And I'm just going to walk through and see that sitting room that I mentioned. This suite does have a bathroom also, a full bathroom here that you can see. And then we're going to go back through that big family room with the big, beautiful cathedral ceilings. A lot of glass in the back, as you would expect. Into the master bedroom suite here. We have his and hers closets and a master bath. So that, just take a little pause there. So this, Vinny was just going to make some comments on this here bathroom.
Sure. Again, you've probably seen a couple different options in the past bathrooms. They have either one pieces or maybe just a tub with tiled walls. In this case, the customer decided to do everything custom. They decided to get all the tile on site. So the bathroom, shower, base, the walls were all tiled. The vanity that you see there was fabricated in the factory. The countertops, the sinks and faucets, those are all stone items, options that can be done right in the factory. But again, just nailing home the point that we can do whatever you want. We can customize the design and all the finishes from the start to the finish.
Hey, just let me interrupt. We got a couple of questions coming through while you're on these slides. Carol had asked, is that hardwood? Hardwood
Yes,
floor.
it's hardwood flooring, which is installed on site. It is a unfinished product that we put down, and then we finish it on site. That's what we did in these first two particular houses and the third that I'm going to show you. But correct, that's what it is. Oak flooring.
Heidi had asked if gutters are standard. She doesn't want to have to use her ice rake. And Heidi, I appreciate your comments about the webinar being great and you liking the AutoCAD. And she said it beats the daylights out of using her old protractor. So how about those gutters?
Yep, gutters are standard. We use a white aluminum gutter standard. Sometimes there's obviously optional colors to choose from and/or different variations of it, but we do start with a white aluminum gutter, and all of our roofs are fully insulated, so the heat shouldn't be passing through, so we shouldn't get any ice damming. But absolutely, that's something that is a standard product.
Carol had also asked if the hardwood is standard and if the stone countertops are standard.
Hardwood flooring is typically an option that we put in. We price it in lieu of the standard factory product, and the same thing with the granite countertops or quartz. Basically, what we do is we sit down and we have a pre-meeting before we get started designing or anything to try to lay out the expectations of specs, whether it be granite countertops or wood flooring, or what is your bathroom count, or what exactly are you looking to do? Because we have to be sure that we stay in your expectations, but we also stay to that budget. So the last house that we're going to just run you through is a house that it's a very large home. It's 4,500 square feet, but the interesting part is that it's 4 boxes. So that's 4 boxes with 4,500 square feet. So that is really getting a real value out of the factory. But not every time we can get very large boxes to every site, but where we can get them and where the design is calling for it, it really makes sense. So, the boxes here, I believe, were about 15 feet wide by 64 feet long, including, parts of the garage. So it's really an efficient way to build this, beautiful house, 4,500 square foot house in Lower Fairfield County. We're going to start off with Vinny making just some comments and on the exterior of the home.
Sure. So, as you see here, again, we're truly custom builders. Okay. So everything that you see here is custom, the design, the finishes, everything. The dormers, the reverse gable that you see up there on the roof, those were supplied and installed right in the factory, designed per spec. The siding on this house is actually Hardy Shake, which is a lightweight. It's actually got fiber cement product. And then you can see the copper flashing, the copper roofs over the 2 bump outs on the first floor. Again, all designed custom by the owner and the designer to bring their design to reality. The front portico, that little porch that you see over there, those were a couple items that the builder on site, Joe's team on site, actually ended up finishing after the house was set. But the garage that you see on the left and the 2 units above the garage making that third or the final bedroom or bonus room in some cases, those also came right from the factory.
Great, thanks, Benny. All right, so we're going to start this walkthrough of this home. It starts in the foyer. You have those 2-panel Logan doors like we saw earlier. Nice big family room. Beautiful fireplace. Just a quick comment here. Vinny had explained the first couple of kitchens that we showed you were factory kitchens. The first one being a standard kitchen. The second one in that ranch with the cathedral ceilings was upgraded cabinets from the kitchen. There's multiples and hundreds of different cabinets you can choose from the factory, Marilock cabinets. In this particular case, what we did was this kitchen came prepped, and the owner here did a custom kitchen from a third-party cabinet maker. So you can see that, there's all sorts of little details in the kitchen and design from the hood and the big island. But it is an option also. If you don't want to choose a Marilock cabinet, there is options to do custom kitchens on site. And if you take a quick look around, you'll see that in a minute, but there's like a butler's pantry. There's more cabinetry here that's in the living room. So it is an important part of your new build. And if you want to do a custom kitchen, that is also an option with us on a turnkey product like this. You can even see things like speakers in the ceiling, pot filler, all these things, all these details. Somebody like Dave Rockledge will detail every single one of these things on the plan prior to us building them.
Joe, Carol had asked, are those 42-inch cabinets?
These are actually 48-inch uppers. No, 54, right? 42, 54. So they go to the ceiling. So 42-inch upper cabinets would typically stop 1 foot short of the ceiling on a 9-foot ceiling, and this house has a 9-foot ceiling. That's a great question.
And just one other, Anthony had asked, does some of the local building departments require anything specific on the submitted documents related to modular construction that wouldn't be needed on a traditional stick-built home?
Yeah, so at the factory, like Dave Rockledge has spoke about, I think John has spoke about also, the engineering department does all the drafting, and there's a third-party company that ultimately stamps the factory drawings, which are recognized in any area that we build in. But also on site, we have to do what's called a site-specific plan. Vinny mentioned earlier about those front porches. And there may be a back deck, or sometimes we stick build a garage in the foundation. All those details are attached with different pages to the factory drawings. So then the building department, where we're pulling a permit, has all the information on how everything's going to be built, and they know it's segregated. But another really good question, and it's something that we offer and we do as our full turnkey package. We handle all that process for you.
I just want to emphasize that the local building departments recognize modular construction, and this third-party approval that Joe is talking about. When we submit our plans, we're pre-approved, so the local building departments really don't have jurisdiction because they can't see what's behind the walls. This third-party agency, they're the agency that stamps our drawings. They're the same agency that comes back to inspect the factory, and they put a label in the house at the end of our production line that says it has been inspected and that it meets all the state and national building code requirements. And that's what the local building inspectors look for. We are a pre-approved manufacturer in the 9 states that we deliver to. And if you talk to the local building inspectors, you know, they're pretty happy with modular because they don't even have to review our drawings. They're all pre-approved. Carol had asked a question: what size lot, square footage wise, would be needed for that style and size house?
It all depends on the zoning, I would say, and setbacks. But this lot here is a 1 acre piece. It wasn't a really huge lot, but it was a good size. But I think it all depends on what area you're building in and what the setbacks are and what part of the town you're in. So,
Brittany asked the question: what brand name cabinets are they? Brittany, they are Merillat cabinets, and you're going to want to take a look at the Classic series. If you go online, you'll be able to see everything in the Classic series that Merillat makes available that we can install in the factory.
Okay, so to continue, we're heading down the mudroom back entrance here. You have a beautiful powder room, customized with this, a special sink top there and wallpaper. And there's the butler's pantry that we spoke about. Walking into your dining room with the beautiful tray ceiling, and I'm sure they'll have a better light than that eventually. Into the foyer entryway where we started, going through to the living room with a masonry fireplace and another tray ceiling. And then heading up here to the second floor through our foyer. And it's a good place to stop here for just a quick second. So the stairs from the first floor to second floor, they were built in the factory and they were put in the house and then shipped in the house. But as you can see here, there's some paneled walls that were done on site, and this railing system was done on site also. And this is, a box newel system with some nice 2x2 spindles. So it's a really nice look in this entry, in this foyer for sure. Just to continue into the master suite. Lots of windows and recessed lighting, crown moldings. This here is obviously, whoops, that was quick. Okay, is obviously something that everybody would love to have, is a custom closet system. This was done on site after the fact. We did do some work on chief architect to lay that out, and then ultimately we got one of our contractors to finish this up. But this is, I would think, her closet. I know there's a smaller one on the other side. Custom bathroom that Vinny made note of before about the custom shower. Same principle, a mud job shower. There's his small closet. And then heading down the foyer, or I mean, sorry, the second floor hall. And this house does have an attic that is unfinished, and we will take a really quick peek in there. And these are just three standard, well, not really standard, they're like little suites. They're 2 bedrooms with bathrooms and closets. And they're almost set up as suites. Another closet system here. Another bedroom. That vanity and top was done at the factory. Nice looking. So one thing I didn't mention earlier was that this house was a tear down rebuild. There's your nice laundry. And I'm sure a lot of you might have saw the pool in the backyard there. So that pool was obviously part of the previous house, your back set of stairs. And then this room is above the garage, and it could be a bedroom, playroom, but it does have a full bedroom. I mean, a full bathroom. So if I just take a pause here for a second. So you did see that in the back, there's a pool in the back. So out of all the 3 houses that we talked about or did some walkthroughs on today, every single one of them was ultimately a tear down rebuild. We did keep a foundation in one of them. The other one was unfortunately a fire, but still we were able to rebuild and get people in quick. So John had mentioned it earlier, it's a big part of our business, tear down and rebuild. And it's something that, you know, we handle all portions of that, from the demolition process and or adapting that existing foundation to put that house on your older foundation, and also even working with an insurance company in a situation of a fire job. So just to wrap up, my final little thing here is I just wanted to show you the attic, and Vinny was going to just make a couple, just talk about this a little bit.
Sure. So as you can see, on the right, you have like a little bit of a hinge. It's hard to see with the through a computer screen, but it's a hinged roof, right? So the way that the factory is able to transport it is by lowering the pitch of the roof all the way so it's flat, and then erecting it the day of the house set. The hinge ends up going to the proper pitch, and then that knee wall on the right and the left that you're seeing gets erected, so structurally it's sound. You're seeing a couple columns in there, again, that's holding up the roof, so that everything is structurally sound. All the duct work that you're seeing there was done on site, and Joe's crew did a pretty good job of making sure they spoke to the owners and found out if and what they may end up wanting to do in the future to potentially finish that space, so that it would be out of the way. That dorm that we're talking about previously, or in the elevations, you're looking right outside of it right now, so you get a better feel for what the inside is at the end of the project once the attic is completed, with mechanicals and all the staircase in this case leading up to the attic. You almost always are going to have some sort of access to the attic. Sometimes it's just a pull down set of stairs or a scuttle hole. A lot of times there's we call it non-truss attic, but this is actually a fully storage place with a plywood floor. So you could potentially finish this space as a future living quarters in the future.